Hello and welcome back to another episode. My name is Sharissa Bradley and I am the founder and co-owner of 52 Press Publishing House. On this episode, I would love to share with you some of the fees that are included in publishing a book. There are a lot of steps once you decide to publish a book. First, you have to get all of those words out of your head and onto paper. But once you've done that part, there are a few things that you're going to need a little bit of help with. Even if that's just looking up tutorials online and doing this yourself, there are still some costs involved with getting your book from paper to actually printed book. Those costs can include things like professional editing, a book cover design, formatting, as well as tools or programs that you'll need, and if you decide to get an ISBN and a barcode. So there are a few extra costs involved when it comes to writing your book. Writing can actually cost nothing but your time and your energy, and you can use free programs online like Google Docs that automatically saves as soon as you type one word. You'll see saved, and that can really help you in the long run. But once it comes down to just paper to an actual book, there are a few costs that can come up. Let's first talk about professional editing. This can come at a per word cost. Editors often charge anywhere from 4 to 10 cents a word in your manuscript for editing. So you can do some simple calculations based on how many words are in your manuscript to give you an estimate of how much that will cost. The process would be reaching out to a professional editor, sending them a chapter to sample edit, and when they return that sample edited chapter, they will tell you what their per word cost is, as well as how long it will take them to give you back the first draft. This is really important because that editing timeline can really determine how long it will take you to get your book into publication. Remember that when we pick a professional editor, we want to keep the same voice and the same vibe that you have in your manuscript. Make sure that you're sticking to who you are. Some things that can bring down that editing cost are really checking your manuscript for things like grammar and spell check before you send that chapter to the editor. You can utilize the help of your friends and family by asking them to read your chapters or read your book in advance for things like cohesion and making sure there isn't any gaping holes in your manuscript where maybe you didn't finish telling a whole story, or maybe you told the story twice in 2 different areas and it became repetitious. Asking your friends and family to read over your manuscript before you send it to professional editing can save you quite a bit of money in those editing fees. You can do a little quick math to find out how much your manuscript will cost you, and that may help you to determine how long you want your book to be. The next fee I'd like to discuss is if you're having your book cover professionally designed. This is another variable cost depending on who you choose to have your cover designed by. You can count on the book cover being around $400 to $600 depending on who you pick and depending on the types of details that you'd like in your book cover. Once your book cover is designed, you'll be able to use the same fonts that you have on the cover of the book inside the manuscript as well. Things like the chapter titles, the table of contents, as well as the actual copy written in the book. You can utilize the same fonts to have cohesion throughout your whole book. Next cost involved is having your book professionally formatted. This is something that you can do on your own, although it will come with a bit of a learning curve, as there will be maybe new software that you'll have to learn, and there may even be costs involved with buying that software. You can format your own book using applications like Adobe Publisher and Affinity Publisher. Those professional publishing tools will help you to set the page sizes as well as the parameters around the page, like the margin and the bleed. If you don't want to spend the time to learn these software programs, then it will be important to find somebody who can professionally format your book for you. Again, this is another variable cost depending on the size of your manuscript. I bet you can see a theme by now. Everything is going to cost a little bit more if your book is a little bit bigger. Each element has its own little cost involved. And if you decide to do these things on your own, which you are more than capable of doing, you can utilize free tools like Canva to do your book cover design. You can also use programs like Microsoft Word to do the formatting. You just need to follow a few tutorials using the platform that you've chosen to publish on. For instance, if you decide to go with Amazon for your publishing, they have tutorials for how you can format your book all on your own. This may come at a learning curve, but it may save you costs in the end. It is important to pick your publishing platform pretty early on in the writing process so that you'll know what types of files that you're going to be needing, what types of things you're going to have to add when you upload your book, and what types of things you're going to have to outsource, like perhaps having somebody else do the cover design for you or doing the formatting for you. The last thing to talk about when it comes to fees is whether or not you're going to purchase an ISBN number and a barcode. Your ISBN number is your book's identification code. Every book has one, and some platforms like Amazon KDP offer you a free barcode and a free ISBN number, but you won't be able to take that ISBN number anywhere else. So if you decide to publish on multiple platforms, it will be beneficial for you to purchase your own ISBN number and your own barcode so that you're able to publish your book on multiple platforms. The way that you can get your own ISBN number is by going to the website My Identifiers and buying an ISBN number from a company called Bowker, which is our American ISBN number platform. The current price for an ISBN number and a barcode is $125, and it is important to factor that in, especially if you're going to be publishing your book on multiple platforms besides just Amazon KDP or instead of Amazon KDP. Amazon does offer you a free ISBN number, but it will only be usable on that platform. Just a quick recap of the things that we've covered today. In order to publish a book, you are going to have your book edited. Whether you do this yourself or you have friends help you, there may be tools and software that's involved, and those things may come at an additional cost. You'll also have to have a book cover designed. You can do this yourself using programs like Canva for free, otherwise it will cost you somewhere between $200 to $500 to have a book cover designed professionally. Once you have your book cover, you can utilize the fonts that you've used on the front and on the back of your book inside your manuscript as well, formatting the book. And that's making sure the margins are all right and making sure when you turn each page, every page looks identical. And if you're going to be needing an ISBN number and a barcode, those are the costs that are involved in publishing a book, and they are things that are just sometimes outside of our realm of thinking when we decide, I want to write a book, which is awesome, and I'm excited to see that book, but we want to make sure that it's polished, it looks really great, and it feels good having your name on it, because when you pick it up, if it looks kind of sloppy, if it doesn't really have all of the elements that are necessary to have a nice looking book, you aren't going to feel as proud of it. If you start factoring in those costs right at the beginning of your writing process for the editing, the book cover, the formatting, any specific tools that you'll need, and the ISBN number, by the time you get to the end of the book writing process, this won't be such a surprise to you. If it is coming as a surprise to you, please look at your publishing platform, because there are often tutorials that you can download to do some of these things yourself, like formatting, using tools that you can use on your home computer, like designing your book cover, which you can do with free tools like Canva, or utilizing Amazon's free ISBN number and barcode to save yourself any additional money that you can when it comes to publishing your book. You really can publish your book all the way for free if you're willing to learn all of these steps yourself. If there's something you decide you don't want to do, just make sure you're making those connections while you're in your writing process so that you don't have to be held back by any extra time that it takes to edit the book or design the cover of the book or format the book, each of which can take up to 6 weeks all on their own. I really hope this video helps you on your publishing journey. I really hope that you're able to do all of these things on your own or find the people that make the most sense for you. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time today. I really hope this video helps you along your publishing journey. I have added a bunch of links down in the description box below for the different tutorials that you can find on various publishing platforms, as well as tools that you can use for formatting your book all on your own, and those you can find all down below, because I really want you to be successful and I really want you to have the best time when it comes to writing and publishing and sharing your book, because it's so important and it's so valuable, and these little nitty-gritty steps at the end can really make or break a book, and I really want you to have the most success. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you.